Hello again, I'm John, I'm a psychotherapist. We asked the internet to ask us some questions, and you have. Thank you very much. Let's just have a look at what today's question is. Do we have to live with this COVID-19 anxiety forever? Whew, big question there. Okay, you don't have to live with any anxiety, ever. Anxiety is just such a huge subject. But the reality is that anxiety is a set of symptoms that are caused by worrying, nothing else. Now, if you can get your head around the idea that right now, if you're watching this, you're alive and you're okay and you're doing the most important thing that you ever have to do, and that is to survive. If you ruminate over the past, that might lower your mood. You might be reflecting on mistakes. And if you worry about the future, that will drive your anxiety. I don't want you to just turn into a blind optimist. It's really important to think about the things that could go wrong in life and what you will do if they will. It's important to have contingency plans for things. It's important to just assess risk. But actually, all of us, all the time, are doing a risk assessment of our environment to some degree, even a little bit while you're asleep. So the short answer is no, you don't have to live with any kind of anxiety to do with COVID-19 or anything else. It's the worry that's making you anxious. Now, that's easy to say, isn't it? Don't worry, stop worrying, never worry again. That's not going to work. The best analogy I ever heard of all this is you're going on a flight from A to B, and when you get on the plane, there's some people that say, hey, you lot, pay attention. We've thought about everything that might go wrong, and we've got a plan as to what we will do if it does go wrong. And please rehearse that with us. And here's the life jackets and the oxygen masks and the floor lights and so on. And then the captain comes on the bing bong and says, we expect to land at destination B in whatever time it is. And that's a reasonable expectation, isn't it? We don't expect you to spend your journey through this flight or through life, whatever it is, just hanging on to the arms of that seat, expecting everything to go wrong. Now, there's a number of other factors that influence whether you're anxious or not. One of the things that we do in our sleep, and if you have a look at other videos on this channel, you'll be able to see what I mean. But one of the things we do in our sleep is to dream. And we need a dreaming brain to de-arouse us. And there are numerous channels on YouTube which talk about dreaming. There's 1,000 websites that talk about dreaming. If you go to whywedream.com, there's a hyphen, a dash between the Y and the we and the we and the dream. So why-we-dream.com. That gives a really succinct explanation. But I think, if I remember rightly, somewhere else on my own YouTube channel here, there's a video about why we dream. But we dream in order to de-arouse ourselves. All human beings get aroused, and we get aroused by two different things. One is real things that are happening to us, but the other is things that we're worried about. So when we go to sleep at night, what we need to do is de-arouse ourselves, and we do that by dreaming. And when we dream, we just empty out that cistern of undischarged emotional arousal. And it's a really important thing for us to be able to do. By the way, alcohol suppresses REM sleep, and you need your REM sleep in order to de-arouse yourself. Now, let's turn that back to your question, which was about COVID-19. No, the answer is you don't have to live with anxiety around COVID-19. I expect not to get COVID-19. I expect if I do get COVID-19, I will be well looked after, and a few days later, I will feel better. I expect the very vast majority of people to survive this COVID-19 pandemic, and it's dreadful that some haven't. But If I go on a journey up the motorway, up the highway here, I expect to get to my destination. There may be people who have crashed on that road and unfortunately not made it, but I expect to get to my destination, and I refuse to drive along that road feeling anxious about whether I'm going to get there or not. I hope you get that. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please hit that like button, subscribe and share, and hit that little bell, and that'll tell you when there's another really fascinating video coming up. Please take excellent care of each other and take good care of yourself without any anxiety at all. Good work.